Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today's video is 10 tips for meal planning and a food shop haul at the end. So I've always found meal planning really useful. It saves you so much time during the week when you're busy. It also saves you money because it stops spontaneous spending or ordering takeout or having to buy your lunch out every day because you haven't got one pre-prepared. And it also allows you more time to think about other stuff during the week, and it's just something less to worry about. So if you'd rather spend that time going to a gym class, exercising, maybe you've got like a sideline that you're working on, then it just frees up a lot of your time and a lot of your energy thinking about what you're going to cook that night. So I do a weekly food shop. I just find that works best for us, and then I can just focus on the week ahead. So I'll just get straight into the tips for meal planning. I hope you enjoy the video. If you do, please give the video a like because it helps a lot, and subscribe to the channel. If you've been enjoying the videos and you aren't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate it. So the first thing you want to do for meal planning is just look at your week ahead. This is easiest if you've got a calendar that you work from, whether that's on your phone or like a paper calendar, and just have a quick look at how many nights you're going to need tea for. You might be out for a couple of nights, so you might order takeaway on one night. And then, as well as thinking about your dinner, have a little think about what you're going to have for lunch over the week whilst you're working. So I'll think about what we can both have for lunches, ask James, see if he's got any suggestions, and also like snacks in between, so like what fruit we might need, or like easy cereal bars we can take with us. And breakfast we tend to have the same most days, so don't really need to think too much about that apart from if we're running out. And then the third thing you want to do is see if you've got anything in your cupboards or your freezer that needs using up. Maybe you've frozen something a few weeks ago and you might have forgotten about it. So every week I just like to look in the cupboards, look in the freezer, see what's maybe going out of date soon. Or yeah, usually there's something in the freezer that I can use up. I tend to buy bigger packets of meat as well, just because sometimes it's cheaper. And then when I'm cooking, if I only use like 2 chicken breasts, I'll freeze the rest and put them in like Ziploc bags. And then tip number 4 is to brainstorm. This is the bit where you want to think about what dinners you can make over the week. So I usually like to get inspiration off websites. I usually just type in Google like dinner ideas, recipe ideas, or because me and James are like big kids, so I'll put in like family friendly dinner ideas. And also if you are making a portion that's for like a family of 4, you'll have leftovers which you can then use for lunch. Also recipe books are great for this. Just have a flick through a recipe book, get some ideas from there. Tesco I always find is a great website just to get easy recipes from. Something else you could do is ask your partner for ideas. So you usually say to James, you know, have you got any suggestions for dinners next week? Or if you've got children, you could ask them what they want. I assume they'll have some favourite staples that they'll probably want to have every week, so that'll just make your life a little bit easier. If you're getting suggestions from other people and then you know that they're going to like it. I tend to have a couple of easy dinners a week that can just go in the oven. Usually like chicken, I can just put in the oven, and then maybe have some like baby potatoes and corn on the cob. I always think it's quite good to kind of not push yourself too far and think about 5 fancy recipes that you're going to make every night, because sometimes you just can't be bothered or you don't have the time. So 2 to 3 easy ones I tend to stick to, and then a couple of others, especially at the weekend, I can experiment a bit more with. We also have the air fryer now as well, so we've been using that loads, and so that makes it really easy as well, just to be able to chuck things in the air fryer. It's also great if some weeks you find some new things you want to try out. I'll then keep a big list of things that we've had over the weeks, and then when I do need some inspiration I can go back to the lists for other dinner ideas that I've made previously. So the 5th thing you want to do is to write your meal plan down. So now you've got your dinner ideas that you're going to have all week. Make a note of them either on like a meal plan board in the kitchen. You could just do it on your phone in notes, so just write like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then just a little note underneath as to what we're going to have all week. Or you could write it in a nice notepad, wherever you want to keep it, you know, so you haven't wasted an hour thinking about all these ideas and then you will forget them if you haven't wrote them down. I kind of like the look of the boards in the kitchens that has what you're going to have for dinner every night, but we don't have one because James doesn't like to know what he's eating for his dinner every night, which is fair enough. I kind of know what he means. He'll just prefer to know on the day. So I still have it wrote down, but I usually just keep it in my phone or write it in a notepad instead. Then you want to write your shopping list. So for me, a shopping list is so important because you can go into the shop knowing exactly what you need. It takes less time because you're not wandering around thinking of dinner ideas whilst you're walking around thinking what needs to go with that, what you need to buy to make the dinners. So if you pre-write your shopping list before you go, then you've got a clear plan of action, what you need to get. It also can stop like impulse spending, and especially if you're trying some new recipes, it's highly likely that you're going to forget an ingredients if you don't write down exactly what you need. And then number 7 is that when anything runs out, always add it to the shopping list straight away. So as soon as you've used the last of anything, make sure you make a note of it somewhere, wherever you have your shopping list. I think it's always handy to have the shopping list where everyone can access it as well. So whether that's like a big magnetic board on your fridge, we have ours on the Alexa, which works perfectly for us. So as soon as something runs out, I can just be like, Alexa, add butter to the shopping list. Hopefully this doesn't Oh no, I turned her off. But it means if James has used the last of something, he can add it to the shopping list as well. It's not just relied on me if it's on my phone or in a notepad that I have. Same as if you've got children, if you could try and get them into the routine of letting you know at least, or telling the Alexa to add it. So before I go to the shops, I do like to have a look around the cupboards just to see if anything is running out, because you may have used the last thing and been really busy that day and just put it back and forgot to add it to the list. So I do a bit of a check anyway, but just saves you time and makes your life easier if it's already added. And tip number 8 when you're doing your food shop is to check for the best expiry dates. So it's so easy to go shopping and just kind of pick the first thing that's closest to you on the shelf, but often the best expiry dates will be a bit further back. So do have a bit of a rummage, get the best expiry date, because things go out of date so quickly, especially if you're shopping on a Friday or a Saturday or even a Sunday for the week ahead. Certain things will go off a lot quicker than others, especially fruit for us. Like, we will usually tend to go back on a Monday and get the fruit for the week so it lasts. Otherwise, if I get it over the weekend, I feel like by Tuesday it's kind of gone past like being as fresh as it could be. And number 9 is to allocate some time each week to do this. So I like to look over the week, see what I've got going on. I usually do mine on a Thursday lunchtime, where I'll just have a quick look around, see what I need to get and do it then, because we tend to do the food shop on a Friday. So I'd say maybe a day or two before you're going to go and get it, because you just need a bit of quiet time to think about the dinner ideas. So you could just give yourself half an hour and it'll just make your next week so much easier. And talking about allocating time, something else that's really good to do that I don't do all the time, but when I do it, I'm so glad that I have done it, and that is to prep your fruit and vegetables for the week. So especially vegetables, this helps me so much in the week to choose a healthier option and to actually use up the veg. So anything like peppers, onions, carrots, so things like you could chop your peppers and your onions and keep them in Tupperware in the fridge, so that when it comes to the day during the week, when you're making your chili or your spaghetti bolognese or whatever, you've got your peppers or your onion there, literally just to throw in and go. You don't have to worry about getting the chopping board out and spending an extra 5 minutes during the week when you feel a lot busier. So as soon as you get the shopping home, just try and chop them all up, buy some Tupperware that's like, you know, a smallish size, that's easy to store it in, and pre-prepare that for the week. And then also with the fruit, I like to do this, so I'll wash strawberries, grapes, sometimes apples as well, and then I will divide up the grapes and the strawberries into Tupperware for the week. Probably only lasts like 3 days because the strawberries go off quicker, but it just makes life so much easier in the week when you want a quick snack and the fruit's already there and washed for you. There's kind of no excuse not to have it. And tip number 10, if you can, is to make more than you actually need. So you've always got leftovers, because it's so handy. It stops you going out and buying lunch, especially in the winter. Like if you've made a really nice chili, or you might have made a stew or something, if you've got some in a Tupperware to take to work with you the next day that you can warm up, it's so nice, it's so tasty, and it's just so much easier than like making sandwiches or something. As you're dishing up your tea, you can just dish the extra into Tupperware and it's ready to go. And that'll usually last in your fridge up to 3 to 4 days, depending what it is. And sometimes it's just so nice when you open your fridge and you can see Tupperware, and you know you can just grab like a meal, microwave it and go. It's super handy. So yeah, that is all my tips for meal planning. I hope you found some of them helpful. And then I filmed the grocery shop last night when we brought it all back, so I'll insert that clip now if you want to see that. I did forget to mention in the grocery haul that we'd bought toilet roll and a few other bits as well for what the total cost came to. Hi guys, so I'm just pre-filming the grocery haul the night before when we got the shopping, so I'll just talk through a few of the things that we've picked up at the shops and hopefully give you some meal ideas, because I tend to make the same dinners every week, every other week, and I like nosying other people's food shopping. So yeah, tonight we've decided to have burgers. We've not had burgers for a while, so we like these brioche buns with our burgers, and then you can buy a 2-pack in Aldi, and these are really nice burgers. We have these on the barbecue in summer as well, and they stay nice and thick. Then drinks wise, we've got the apple and raspberry sparkling water from Tesco. We love this, it's really nice. I think it's about 40p now. It used to be like 30p per bottle, and then we tend to add Vimto to it, so really like that. We don't usually have Coke, but it's James's birthday next week, so we've got some Coke in. I actually prefer Diet Coke, but he prefers full fat Coke. And then we've got the Aldi fizzy orange, which to me is just as nice as Fanta and a fraction of the price. And then for some snacks, we've got these, they're from Aldi, the Harvest Morn soft bakes filled with chocolate. A really nice snack. They aren't the healthiest though, so I tend to split them in half and maybe have half one day and then half the next day, but they are really filling and they're just easy to grab and go. Then I've also got meatballs for one night, so these are the 3% fat meatballs. I usually get the 5% fat, but I hadn't seen those before, so we'll do the meatballs with some tagliatelle, and I've got a meatball sauce. I've also got 500 grams of steak mince to do a lasagna maybe on Sunday. These are one of our favourite like chickens to have, the southern fried chicken. The are like in a crispy breadcrumb. They're so nice. Moroccan falafel that I have at lunch sometimes, like maybe on a wrap. Got some herby potatoes. Those are really easy for in the week because you can just pop them in the microwave. These milkshake biscuits, again, a quick snack to be able to pick up and take out with you. Great at the weekend as well. We actually ate loads of these when we were traveling in Australia because it was just so easy to like put in our bags. So that's where we discovered that we like them. And then the crispy potato slices are always really nice. If you've not had those before, I'd recommend them. Bit of a weekend treat. They might be nice with the burgers tonight. Some little mini cookies. Again, that's a 6-pack from Aldi. Great for just on the go. Then we've got some mild cheddar, some cheese slices for the burgers. James has picked up some sausage rolls. We usually take them out in a bit of tin foil at the weekend with us, just as a bit of a snack if we get hungry. We've got the white wraps that I'll have in the week, and some nights I'll do for heaters for tea, so we'll use those as well. We've got a bit of broccoli and some corn on the cob, which we'd usually do with like the chicken in breadcrumbs. Some sweet potatoes, because recently we've been making sweet potato chips in the air fryer and they're so nice. Really enjoying those. Lots of milk because we're big milk drinkers in this house. I have skimmed milk and James has semi-skimmed, which is why there's probably a bit more than usual. Then we just ran out of the sweet chili sauce. I really like that. We've got a bolognese jar. I've got a smaller mince here that I'm going to do spaghetti bolognese with one night. So if I'm just making a meal for 2 of us, I'll just buy the 250 gram packet. The 500 gram packet of mince over there I tend to use at the weekend, or if I'm making a large portion to maybe keep some for lunch the next day. We've got buttermilk here just because I'm making some banana bread, and I will add that into my banana bread. 1 can of baked beans because we've already got 2 in the cupboard. Really like these. Used to only ever eat Heinz beans, but if you're finding Heinz beans rather expensive, I'd definitely try these Bramwells because I really enjoy them. Got some kitchen foil because we're running out of that. Sorry about the mess at the back. I've just got some stuff out to do some baking, so that's why that's prepped there and ready. Some seal bars. James likes these as a little snack. Got the basmati boil in the bag rice. Again, Tesco's is really nice. It's very similar to the Uncle Ben's boil in the bag, but just a lot cheaper. Bought some naughty buttons for the weekend. These crispy square potatoes with garlic and rosemary, really nice as well as a side. He's bought some bagels, which we don't have all the time, but the New York bagels are the best, aren't they? Some milk chocolate chips for my banana bread that I'm gonna bake. And then the Home Pride pasta bake sauce is probably my favourite pasta bake sauce that I've tried. And then just a Tesco tomato and basil sauce for the meatballs. So yeah, sometimes like at the weekend I will be a bit more adventurous and experiment with different recipes and, you know, get out the recipe books and things, but during the week I tend to not do as much of that just because I'm trying to do other things. So yeah, that is the grocery shop. So about £73 in total for everything. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the grocery haul. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I would love to know if you meal plan, if that's something you do regular, and if you've got any staple dinners that you make time and time again that you absolutely love, because I always like getting new ideas. Yeah, thank you so much for spending the time to watch the video, and I will see you again on Monday at 7. Thanks guys, bye!